Viajamos a Estocolmo para conocer Changers Hub, la plataforma creada por Zacharias Hersey, uno de los emprendedores más importantes de Suecia, quien, a través de la capacitación, busca entregar mayores oportunidades para los emprendedores que intentan hacerse un espacio en el mercado sueco.
My name is Zacharias Hersey. I come from Somalia, and I came to Sweden when I was 7 years old. I grew up here, went to school here, went to university here, and literally I would call myself a Swede. And this is home, even though my roots are in another place. But this has been a place where, it meant everything for me, and I will also give back to my country here. So we're in the middle of Stockholm now, at a place called Changers Hub, Sture. Past 8-9 years, I've been focusing on working within the tech segment. I moved to Kenya after I finished study, around 2009, and I started my own company where we're selling IT solutions for operators. And I built the company until it was like 30 people and it was good revenues. But I decided to move back because Sweden was like a place I never fully gave a chance when it came to after studies, because I was always hearing friends, it's hard to get a job and so on. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll come back and I'll try my luck. And I came back, I started applying for jobs. A month went, 2 months went, 4 months went. It literally came up to almost 300 plus jobs where I applied. I was so ashamed of telling my parents that I didn't find that job. So every Monday to Friday I would leave home, go to a library and be there from 8 to 5 every day applying for jobs. And I would go back and say I was at work. And then after that, I realized there must be an issue, because if someone would actually look at my CV, I've studied, I did everything what society wanted me to do. So I changed my Gmail account. From my full name is Zakaria Abdulkader Hersey. So I changed it to Zacharias with an S in the front, S in the back, and removed Abdulkader and left Hersey. And I sent the same CV to my 2 last companies that I applied to. So from going from almost 300 job applications without an interview to the 2 last ones with a different name, I got the interview. And this was the reason why I started this organization, because from that time on, I knew that I had to work twice as hard and actually put an impact in the tech segment and the tech market to be able to create this organization. So the first step is we identify areas that is. Here in Sweden, unfortunately, the police for a couple of years ago put areas where we grow up as no-go zones. And it's pretty sad because I'm from a country called Somalia, and we don't even call that a no-go zone, but we can call places in Stockholm that. So there was a list of 61 places. So literally, I used that list as go create an event where I invite the top entrepreneurs, the top investors that are only female or of immigrant backgrounds. So literally no person that dominates the segment as white men are on the stage. That would be the first step. Introducing people to tech. So if it's a female developer, she tells her story of how she got interested. If it's an entrepreneur, he or she tells them the story, and then it becomes like a bridge of, for example, here in Stockholm, we have almost 20% of the job market is within tech. At the same time, the places where I grew up, unemployment among immigrants is about 60%. So we try to create a bridge that people meet, get a different impression, because being in tech, you just need to learn how to code. People don't care how you look, what religion, what gender, whatsoever it is. What can you actually code and what can you actually bring us as a company? And then the second step is opening it up to people who want to learn how to code. So we opened up the applications, and it was like, no matter your background, as long as you're a woman or a person of color or from a migrant background, are allowed to go through our program. So they go through personality tests, they go through problem-solving tests, we do interviews, and then we identify 10 people who we feel could create a high impact. And it's always 50-50. All our events, our speakers, and those who are in our program is always 50-50 between male and female. And from there, we identify those we believe are high achievers that can actually do it and might have been unlucky in life. And it's then where we go through almost 18-week program where we have teachers to teach them React, coding program language. And then we host them in different startup offices where they meet the CEOs of each company. So we have Truecaller, we have Spotify's, we have the Ubers, where they come and they sit on one-on-ones and understand their journey, because we try to also make CEOs human. You see them in newspapers, but you can't just understand this person has also probably gone through the same journey as you. And that's why we also identify female CEOs or male CEOs with migrant backgrounds to be able to inspire our talents.
De aquellos que han pasado el proceso completo, al menos el 50% actualmente se encuentra con un trabajo estable. Y para aquellos que creen que lo suyo no está en una compañía, la gente de Changers Hub los capacita para que creen sus propios emprendimientos, lo que va desde enseñar a programar hasta lanzar nuevos productos.
It's not like you don't have to get a job in the end of it, but you also can change your life by becoming a tech entrepreneur.